Hello YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Georgia and this is Crochet and Chaos. I have woobles. That means we're going to have a Wooble Wednesday. You know what else I have? More woobles. I ordered them. I've got two sets here. I ordered them a day or two apart. They shipped out on the same day and they arrived at the same time. I don't know which is in which bag. I could go through the trouble of looking up my tracking numbers to find out, but I can't be bothered. Now, I want to acknowledge right here, right now, that I realize that somebody has already come up with the term Wooble Wednesday. I thought that I came up with something original. Alas, I did not. I like the alliteration of Wooble Wednesday, and I was thinking about, oh, hey, you know, I could do this Wooble Wednesday thing and work through my Woobles kits. And then when we get through with that, maybe we could have a Whip Wednesday. But we'll see about that Whip Wednesday. Maybe we could do every other Wednesday. I don't know. But I have a lot of Woobles kits to work through. 3, 6, 7, 8. We probably got 3 to 4 months of Woobles here. I'm not going to lie. If we did one a week. So with that, we're going to check out some Woobles. Which ones are these? Oh, these are the Urban Legends ones. A while back, I think it was last year. I'm pretty sure it was last year. It might have been the year before last, but I think it was last year. For April Fools, Woobles put out an advert for 3 new Woobles kits: a rat, a cockroach, and a pigeon. And people actually got upset that these weren't real kits and it was an April Fool's joke. So they decided to go ahead and make them. So we have Tony the Rat, and I'm sorry I called him a mouse, he's a rat. We have Tony the Rat. We have Martha the Pigeon. And we have Charlie the Cockroach. And their little accessories. We have one other Wooble in here that I totally forgot about. And this is the one that I am most excited for. It's Roland. It's Roland the Dung Beetle. Isn't he adorable? And he even comes with an accessory. He's got a little ball of poop. And this is why I've been screaming all week, all last week, that I want my Woobles. Because I want a Roland and his little poop ball. Now, we have a pizza, a hamburger, and a pretzel for our cockroach, our rat, and our pigeon. And let's see, the pigeon, looking at the Woobly bag, the pigeon comes, she's got a pretzel. Our mouse has a pizza, and Charlie the Cockroach has the hamburger. Because, you know, these guys will eat just about anything. So, that's Wooble shipment number 1. Now, the Wooble bag number 2. I am just as excited about these Woobles. We have Lieutenant Ahura. We have Mr. Spock. We have Captain James Tiberius Kirk. And finally, a tribble. It's a tribble. It's a tribble. This is almost as exciting as the cockroach, as the dung beetle. Almost to the cockroach. This is almost as exciting as the dung beetle. Now, what I'm curious about, I have to open this. I have questions that I have to have answered. They did. Oh my God. Look at the hook. Look at the hook. Look at that. It's got the Starship Enterprise and tribbles all over it. How cool is that? How stinking cool is that? That is so stinking cool. Now, I'm not going to lie, when I got the message from the Woobles that they had a new drop coming, I thought that they were going to do a re-release of the permutations that sold out as soon as they came in stock. Oh, that's even metallic. Check out the one for Kirk. I don't think you can see the metallic edges on that, but that is so cool. But instead, I've seen that they did the Star Trek ones, and I'm like, I'll take that too. So, we have 8 new Woobles kits to add to next of all the other Woobles kits. And I still have to do the little accessories for my Martian guys over here. I keep forgetting about those. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 Wooble kits here, plus 8, that's 15. That's a lot of Woobles to make. That's a lot of Woobles. What I'm thinking about doing is opening all the packages and taking the little cards out of them. Ignore it. That's part of my book stack for uni. I'm thinking about taking all the little cards out. Let me find them. Let me find the ones that came with my little Martian guys. These, they have the QR codes on the back of them, and putting them in some sort of container and drawing them out randomly to pick what order the Woobles are done in. But then I wouldn't be able to make the dung beetle right away. I'm not sure which I should do. I'm going to have to think on this, and I will get back to everyone. Maybe I'll do the dung beetle first, and then we'll do that with the rest of them. Stick them in a box or something and pull them out randomly to pick a Wooble for Wooble Wednesday to make. I think that might be an awesome idea. Although I also want to make the tribble as soon as possible too. Decisions. This is so hard. I'm not qualified to make these decisions. Nope, I'm not qualified. I'll figure it out. After a bit of thought, I have come up with a way that I am happy with to randomly pick what Wooble's kits I'm going to make. I'm going to open all the kits and I'm going to put the crochet hooks in this little pouch. I bought this at Target for like $4. And I will randomly pull hooks out. Now, as you know, as I showed everybody, and this is one of the neat things about Woobles. I said each of the hooks is customized to the kit. So I'm going to pull all of these out and I'm going to put them in here. God, this is so cute. The wee woobly bits and how to wooble. On the back, it's got a tribble sticker. How cute is that? Get ready to boldly go where no man or wooble has gone before. That is so cute. And they did the back like reminiscent of the Alcard screen from the Star Trek computer, which is really cool. I like the thought they put into their packaging. I have to give it to them. Now, our Wooble. Ooh. There's glittery yarn in here for Ahura's dress. That is amazing. The hook that came with this one is amazing too. Look at that color. Get the Captain Kirk one out. Let's get the Mr. Spock one out. I have an empty box down here. I'm going to be putting these Wooble's kits in. And here's the Spock hook. How cool. All my phone wants to do now is fall over. I had to get up and let my dog in, and now I can't get my phone situated. There we go. I think I got it. Okay, more woobly goodness. Let me bring the trash can a little closer to put these lids in. Here we have, oh, this one's not, aw. This one just has his name. It says Tony. Tony the rat. Makes me sad. I was hoping there'd be a rat all over it. Olive. And also Charlie the Roach. It's Charlie. I'm showing it to you again. And his book is the same color as the packaging, and it says Charlie on there. It's engraved. You know, I think that engraving would make it. Yeah, you can really feel that. That's going to be irritating on the hand. I almost did the accessories in the wrong bucket. That would not have worked, because I have one bucket over here that I'm using for trash and an identical one that I am tossing Wooble kits into for safekeeping, because apparently I don't have a box big enough. And now we have Martha the Pigeon. I do like that they're color coded to the packaging. That's kind of fun. And now we're at rolling the poop beetle. Oh, he's got glitter yarn. Well, of course he does. Scarab beetles are sparkly. They're shiny. And his hook is orange. And there's the sparkly yarn. Check that out. You can see the sparkles on the screen. That is so cool. And here's the wee woobly bits with a little sticker of the poop beetle on there. Now I'm curious. Here's this accessory. It's a pizza. It's a hamburger. I don't want to open that. Those are hard to get closed. That's not going to close. Well, that's pretty much full. I'm going to have to keep the other Woobles in this container back here. Nothing broke. It's fine. That was just my collection of Fallout Jones soda bottles that I need to take the labels off of. Okay, here I have for the dinosaur. And this one is not marked, saying that it's Fred. And it's not color coded. Okay, we'll come back to him in a moment. Okay, here's the Hello Kitty one. Now I know this one has Hello Kitty hook in here somewhere. See, it's Hello Kitty. We'll toss that one in there. Oh, Frankie's already open. Steve the Frankenstein. I keep wanting to call him Frankie. His hook is customized. Okay, this one's Kiki the Chick. This was a Barnes & Noble exclusive. You can also get it on the website, which doesn't make it very exclusive, but it's got this cool yarn. This one has the name on it. It says Kiki, so we know who that goes to. Here's another Barnes & Noble exclusive of Tank the Shark and the little tank. I don't know what we call a little tank. It's got a sharkling Oh, that's cute. He comes in his own little bag that's inside the bag. Okay, and we have another generic Woobles hook. Okay. That's disappointing. Emilio the turtle. Okay, this one has his name on it, even though it's like a generic Woobles one. And these generic ones that are not marked, they actually do say that they are a size 4 hook, which is pretty cool. And finally, we have Scooter directed. I've opened this one already. And we have a generic light blue hook. Now to address the elephant size Wooble in the room. I am not here to review Wooble kits. So many other people have reviewed Wooble kits. Everything that needs to be said about Wooble kits has been said. Let's get that out of the way. I acknowledge that they are pricey, starting at $30 and going up. Some of the licensed kits are like $45, $50. The K-Pop Demon Hunter 2 set of Susie and Derpy are $95. All I can say is licensing is expensive, especially for a smaller business. I have said in other videos that I am not a big fan of Wooble yarn. That still stands. However, I do acknowledge why it is what it is. It doesn't snag. You don't have to worry about yarn splitting when you're learning how to crochet. And it's really good for seeing your stitches. I mean, I used a smaller hook with this, and you still have this wonderful stitch definition and you can see everything, which is really good when you're learning. I don't like that you get larger holes between your stitches where you can see the stuffing, but I understand the point of this yarn. That doesn't mean I have to like it. Let's just put that out there. Personally, I just think a lot of the Wooble kits are cute. I think they're fun, and I want to make them. Ideally, I would like for the Woobles to come out with another book with some of the more recent patterns in it. I would be right there to buy it, because I can use my own hooks. I can use my own, well, I can use my own hooks anyway. I can use my own yarn. I can make them whatever color I want. I can use whatever yarn I want, cotton, acrylic, chenille, whatever. I can make them as big as I want. I'm not confined to what's in the package to do the thing. I mean, I'm not confined to what's in the package to do the thing, but it's dumb not to use what they give you because you are paying that amount of money for it. You should, you know, to make the first one, you should at least use the yarn, then go and make another one and whatever it is you want to make them in. That's just my 2 cents. Actually, it's probably more like my 5 cents, since we're getting rid of pennies, and that means inflation price on opinions is going up from 2 to 5 cents. I mean, the price of everything else is going up. Why not? But I am just here to have fun with these Wooble kits. That's all I want to do. I'm having an existential crisis here. Is it really a Wooble Wednesday if we don't make a wooble? I should make a wooble, shouldn't I? I have a lot of woobles. I should make a wooble. We'll make a wooble. We will make a tribble. We will make the tribble because I want to make the tribble. I am a little confused here because in the wee woobly bits there is some black yarn and this doesn't appear to be needed anywhere, even just scanning the pattern. So it's wooble time. Did you guys really not do this as a center pull? Oh my god. I need my tension where I don't wreck my hand. I prefer not to wreck my fingers. You know, if I knew how many stitch markers I was going to get from things, I would have never bought any off of Amazon a while back. I am going to use my own crochet hook just because it's easier on my hand. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 6, 12, 18, 24. Okay. They do this thing with the magic ring where it doesn't come undone. And I don't like this. I have found this with so many of them that they intentionally split the yarn to hold it in place. And it makes it, the stitch right here going, the first stitch after the magic ring, it makes it kind of sloppy. This is my biggest pet peeve. With them starting the magic ring themselves for you. There. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So put that 6th one back in there. I mean, for somebody who's a first crochet kit, this is, I'm sure they don't realize what's going on, but I find it annoying. Now, I read somewhere, so it's my understanding, and like I said, I just read this somewhere. Somebody suggested that working as loosely as possible with the wool yarn is the trick to where it doesn't look quite as holy. I mean, for amigurumi, I am used to using really tight stitches, so this is something that I will have to get used to not pulling things like really tight. Of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Of course. Because I can't count. This is why I had to take out my sleeve for my derby sweater. I mean, since I've started over, I've gotten this far on it. So 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I've got 11 rows back in. I've made a little bit of progress. I was hoping to have it done by now, but here we are. Are you kidding me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here I thought that I added one too many stitches after not adding enough the last time. Because that's the sort of thing I would do and have done. And I've joked I shouldn't be allowed to crochet because I can't count. I had my first dystopian fiction class yesterday. Well, last night. This class is, yeah. It starts at 7:20 and runs to 10 o'clock. I mean, that's rather late for a university class. And then I've got a minimum of an hour, 15-minute commute home. So it sucks. This is one of those classes that I was going to take no matter what. I didn't care what time it was offered. And I would have built my schedule around that class. I did this with sci-fi lit in undergrad. But One of the books that we're reading, and it's the first one, it's called We. It's by a Russian author. It was written in 1920. It's considered one of the first dystopian fiction books ever written. And he said that he was going to provide us with an e-copy, which is really cool. That made me think that it may have been hard to get, or it was a short story or something. But no, I've got it sitting waiting for me at Barnes& and Noble. It's available at my local store, so I need to pick that up today. And he gave us an essay to read, and something happened when he converted it from PDF to Word or Word to PDF or something, but it went all wonky and it's unreadable. Like there's weird characters in place of letters, and when he came in, I told him that the essay was unreadable, and he's like, "What?" And I took it up to him, and he just looks at it, he's like, "Damn." I'm like, "Yeah, it's kind of dystopic just trying to read it." He's like, "Well, this is dystopic literature. I was testing you guys, trying to make light of it." But this professor is amazing. I've had classes with him before. And I thanked him for making me revisit the trauma, the emotional trauma. I will be scarred for life from this book, of the book by Kazu Ishiguro, Never Let Me Go. And he's making us watch the movie as well. And he kind of laughed at. I'm like, I want to thank you for making me revisit this. And yeah, he was a little bit amused. I'm like, this book messed me up pretty bad. But he let us go after like an hour and a half last night, because he said he's not a night owl, so even offering a late class was like something new for him. So we're all suffering together. It's going to be weird taking this class because over half the class is MA students. And while that's all fine and everything, I remember taking an MFA class during my MA called Querying the Novel, and we read some amazing stuff in that class, including the book Our Wives Under the Sea, which I highly recommend. And it was difficult. This was the first class that I ever had. Well, no, not really. We did do some of this in undergrad, but it had been a while since I had done my undergrad. But it's a different thing reading a book to write an essay on than reading a book from a craft perspective as to, okay, why did the author make the decisions that they did to do this thing in the book, and how is the author using language to convey what they're conveying, and all this kind of stuff. So when it comes time for the workshop portion of this class, it's going to be really interesting to see how these students who have never had to read something from a craft perspective give feedback on creative writing, because doing a peer review on creative writing is different than doing peer review on an essay. So there's going to be quite the learning curve for everyone. And one of the girls that's in the class, she's a full-time teacher. She teaches high school. And I've been in other classes with her. She's getting her master's in English Lit. She's one of these students that likes to use large words to sound impressive. And that's not the kind of thing that goes over well in an MFA type class. So this should be interesting. My count's off again. You know what? I'll be back after I get this fixed. I'm back and I have our triple shape. Now to put the triple fluff on. This is a technique I have never done before. So let's see what we're doing. You know, I wanted to learn new stitches. This is going to be the first of the new stitches. Okay. On 12. On the back of the body, so I guess we just pick a spot. Okay. Ah. Get in there. The stuffings is coming out. Okay. It says to do this. Okay. Okay. And around this from the bottom to the top. Okay, that's what I did. Bottom to top. And pull one end of the yarn through. Okay. Secure the tail by knotting the two yarn tails together as close as possible. Okay, looking at the thing, they want us to do this. Okay, I have that. Insert the hook into the same stitch, yarn over, and pull through to make a loop. Okay, loop. Remove hook from loop. Yarn over and pull through to make a loop. Slip stitch. Loop. Half an inch. Okay. Remove your hook from the loop. Okay. This crap is really pissing me off on PDFs. View PDF summary. Yeah, that's going to help with the crochet pattern. Insert into next. And insert hook into the next stitch and out the stitch one row up. What? That makes no damn sense, but they want me to do the same thing. Looking at the picture. Okay. Slip stitch. Slip stitch. Hey, I did too. I got a fluff. Okay, I'm not going to be able to use my tension ring for this. This is, let's hope I don't destroy my finger here. Yeah, there is nothing here about the black yarn that came in the kit. Okay, guys, what was up with that? Don't understand. This is a weird surface crochet. I'm just saying. This is half an inch. I don't think that's half an inch. Let's measure this before we go much further. Oh, hell no, that's an inch and a half. Okay, that's about half an inch. I was doing 3 times that. Wow. This is going to take longer than making the ball with all of my counting mistakes. I wish I could just leave this in here because that's half an inch. That would be amazing. When encountering an increased stitch, insert the hook into the same stitch of rounds 2 to 6 for the 2 stitches of an increase. What the hell? I don't understand. Guys, you're not making a whole hell of a lot of sense here. I know you're doing your best for a written pattern, but and I know it makes sense in whoever's brain that wrote this. In this amount of time, I've gotten 4 stitches done. I guess I'll be back when I have a tribble. I'm back with the finished wooble, and here's our tribble. I like the variegated brown yarn. It gives character. Like if he had been solid brown, I think the tribble would have been boring. But he's variegated, or she, or they. I don't know about tribble genders. But what's really funny is that Kirk, Spock, and Uhura next to this guy they're gonna be the same height. So this is like a kaiju tribble. Maybe this growth is what the Klingons were worried about and why they had their Klingon tribble battle. Because, you know, if they were already an ecological menace, imagine a kaiju one or a number of kaiju-sized tribbles being an ecological menace. And with the way they reproduce, this could have been devastating. This has been the first Wooble Wednesday of this channel. And I will be back next Wednesday, and we will pull a hook from the bag of hooks and create another wooble. Meanwhile, I'm going to take the tribble hook and put it in my container here with the ones for the aliens, where we know it's been done. And I have been able to punch out the 2 things on my punch cards. We've made a kit, and I've learned a new stitch. Who thought I would learn a new stitch from a wooble kit? So with that, I will see you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever it is you do.